lye, there's some rosemary and some sage to go with the old protection theme. So I'm using an essential oil blend of rosemary. See, it's a nice light one so it won't darken anything. Rosemary, rose geranium and cypress oil. And it smells really nice. Kind of floral but with a nice herbal kind of scent. I'm just going to strain this mixture, this lye, into my oils. With my sieve. Just go steady. Okay, I don't mind if a few specks get in there. Okay, so we're going to stick blend this to a light trace. There. Take that up in there. Okay, I'm going to add my blend in a minute. First I'm just going to pour some off so I've got some white in a little jug ready. Over there. Okay, so let's get the blue done. Sprinkle that in. Stick that into a nice pour because that white is going to thicken very quickly on me now. So we mix them in, kind of fluid, kind of in there. So we get that swelled a bit so it's not so thick. Okay. More blue. More blue. Race against time. It's because I'm using rose geranium and a water discount. That's why that's just happened, but it's still not soap on a stick, so we're alright. Oops. Just work a little faster than normal. Again, just gonna do that just so the lumps aren't too bad when we come to peak the top. So it's still moving back to fluid, it's not too bad. Okay. Nice Nice colour blue though, I like that. It's almost like a Wedgwood. Oh, we made loads of mess. I don't like mess. Sometimes inevitable when things go a little bit crazy. That'll do because I can't stand the mess. I drive myself around a bend. A little wiper. A little wiper. Who else is like that? I just can't stand mess. I hate it. I like it to all be going nice and smoothly, and when it doesn't, I'm like, ah! Okay. Okay. Now it's actually the perfect consistency to do these, so we didn't have to wait. It's a lot easier to peak a soap when it's in a larger mould than in these small ones, but I wanted to just use these moulds today because they're just easy to fill. It's less heavy on the arms, and I've been to the gym yesterday and did upper body, and I'm a bit in pain, so I didn't want to be lifting. I didn't want to lift heavy blooming soap pots today. Get a bit from that outside edge over so it's not too uneven when I cut it. Okay, and there we go. I think that'll do. Looking pretty nice. Don't want to ruin it. Okay, it's like waves. So I'll leave some pics at the end so you can have a look at that. And I will see you when we cut it. So stay tuned and we'll cut it in a moment. Righty-ho, back to cut then. See if this cutter is going to still play me up. I don't know whatever happened to Bud cutters, because he was really good. There was one of these that I bought. It had actually been years since I'd had it, and it did eventually give up the ghost and it had to be replaced. Sorry. And I can't find him anymore. He seems to have disappeared on Etsy, so I don't know if he's packed it in. He could have retired. I don't know, but get the edges off of these just so we got a nice. Makes them easier to package when it comes to putting my paper around them, if they're nice and trimmed, and also it saves me doing every bit of the soap when I come to trim all the edges of each bar. If I've done the top first, then it's a lot easier. Okay. This one does smell very, very nice. And I love the colour. It's like, definitely like that Wedgwood blue, isn't it? It's beautiful. Really love this. And it really does smell good. I think using the rose geranium has just made it that little bit better, you know. Anyway, I'll bring you in for this. I'm going to leave that end there because it's nice and smooth. So, show you each bar as we go. Now that's a bit softer, so that'll mean that's what the issue is with that cutter then, is it definitely is something to do with the water discount that I'm using. I thought that's what it might be. I think, you know, maybe it just doesn't like a harder bar of soap. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, I just have to remember each time I use this. I love where the chopstick's gone through to make the peaks on the top and made that nice shape. Very pretty. So yeah, I think with this one I might have done a bit more. Yeah, I did. I put a little bit more water in my lye. I normally go for like a 30% discount, and I think with this one I did a 25 maybe. Sometimes I'm weighing the water out to do it, and hold on a sec. When you're doing a discount, it obviously doesn't matter if you go over a little bit because you've got the water that's required anyway. But when you're doing a discount, it doesn't matter if you go over or under by a little bit. It doesn't have to be exact. This is lovely. I'm really, really liking this bar. These looks very nice. I'm just waiting for some clays to come. I've ordered a few more from Etsy actually. It's quite hard to get different clays in the UK. I wanted some of the Brazilian purple clay for a blend I'm doing for this Witchcraft collection. So I didn't want to use micas. I wanted to use clays and my oxides again. I use them all the time anyway, but I do use micas quite a lot. If I'm using, like, making fragranced soaps, then it seems to be more fitting. But with the essential oil soaps, I like to keep it a bit more on the natural side of things. So this is an ultramarine blue, not necessarily natural, but not as processed as a mica. Although, how can you sort of determine what's natural these days, because it's a very broad word to be using. Focus. There you go. It's taking its time to focus today, this camera. I don't know why. It could be the light in here. So next I've got several different blends. I've been using my magical oils and incenses book. I'll show you it. Hang on, let me go and grab it. I don't, it's a bit of a wind up really, so I don't think you can buy this anymore, but it's by Anna Franklin. And in here, it's all just text. It's all incense recipes, and it's all just a list of oils, what to do for different Sabbats and house cleansing. There's love, there's all kinds of different things. So I'm using the idea of some of the oil recipes, and it gives you sort of the amount of drops or grams that you could use if you were making a blend to burn in an oil burner. So I'm just sort of using that similar ratio for these soaps that I'm making at the moment. And all the blends aren't exactly the same as that. It's just, I use that as a reference. And then if I think the blend needs something else, then I will. But it's it's a book for magical workings, so it's quite fitting for this range I'm doing. And yeah, you won't be able to get that book. I think somebody found it on Amazon, but it was like $150, and then somebody else said I think there was one for even more than that. It was ridiculous how much they were charging for it. So I got it years ago, so I've had it a long time. But there's other books like that, you know, that will give you oil recipes and ratios and things like that. And other than that, if you don't really need a book, you can do it yourself by experimenting with essential oils. Just look at the usage rates with the IFRA data, and you'll start to sort of discover ways that you can blend your own according to your liking. So, you know, there's some basic ones: orange and lavender, patchouli and lavender. Those are always nice, simple blends. I think orange and patchouli I like, orange and clove and cinnamon, you know, those kinds of things. They're the obvious ones, but there's so many different essential oils that you can choose. You just have to look at usage rates and think, you know, I sort of set all my bottles out and sort of sniff them with each other so I can kind of get an idea of what sort of scent I'm going for. So yeah, have a go. Anyway, I will see you for the next soap, whatever it is. I can't remember which one I'm doing next, but yeah, I'm waiting for some more clay. So I'll see you soon. Ta-ta.